Sideways issue 10, Dan Didio writing, Kenneth Rocafort is back on art, which will probably be for the final run now, I imagine,
I
unless
hope
he's
so.
because he created the character, he's credited with it.
That's what I was going to say. It would be sad, given that this was the artist line, and Rocafort's been relatively consistent on the book, right? That to not end with
Yeah, yeah. He
Yeah.
started it. There's a couple issues here and there.
He was
He
there for
was
the whole
missing.
first arc, I think, and then he was gone
Yeah.
for this Seven Soldiers stuff in the middle.
Yep.
So maybe he's now back to the end. But yeah, this is Derek coming home, and he's been gone for a week, so his dad had police in looking to search for him. So that's unfortunate.
That was rough.
Yeah,
The stuff with the dad.
Yeah, his dad's basically your mum was the one who wanted to adopt you. I don't know if I'm going to keep you now that now that she's gone. Was basically the gist of it. Fairly depressing conversation, but he ends up meeting up with Ernie. And because she obviously knows everything about his powers, she just says, "Hey, take me away from here right now, like somewhere far away." So they go to Paris with his powers, and they're just sitting on the Eiffel Tower, and they have this heart-to-heart about what she's going through. Her parents are splitting up. He's been telling her about the Seven Soldiers and fighting in the other dimensions, and how he was kind of inspired because Superman just ran in head first, and she hits him in the back of the head. She's like, "Stop beating yourself up. You're not Superman, right? That's what makes him Superman, right? You do the best you can." And then they have a kind of a sweet moment where they hold hands a little bit, and it's like, okay, we're
They graze hands on the, they're by the Eiffel Tower. They can see it in the background. Or are they on that?
No, they're sitting on it. They're actually sitting on one of the
they're
beams.
sitting on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's this really nice moment, and then
this is a really obvious comparison to make, but it was giving me serious early Ultimate Spider-Man Peter and MJ vibes.
Yeah.
That's what it was giving me.
That makes sense.
Which is good because I was rooting for them.
And then there's a bombing attempt in a subway, and Sideways jumps in to go help, and he becomes like this hero of Paris.
Yeah,
which is super nice.
They all start like praising him in French, and he can't understand them. But he's just sort of saying Allons-y, just try to get them to move out the subway. But the second guy, because there's like a second bomber who he actually just he does a little rift and just like puts his hand through and grabs a detonator from the guy's hand, which I really liked. And then the final bomber is going to be an Eiffel Tower. So it's like, Ernie's in danger now because she's still back there. So then he has to swoop in, and he makes a rift below him, and he falls through, and it's fun stuff. And then he's like, he even kind of hints that, this was more important, this one, because it was you that was in danger. But they kind of like, okay, all right. So we'll get back to the potential romance here later. But it was some of the sweet stuff that I like this book for. Because we weren't that super keen on the last arc because he was away in this other dimension doing whatever. And it was really nice to come back to the supporting cast. It was really nice to come back to all these characters. And then the final.
I loved his story. How he didn't exactly lie to the police. He just wasn't 100% truthful.
Yeah, he was technically in Metropolis.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, so I fell in with this group and I did some things so I could get fed. And, I helped, I saw Superman in Metropolis. So,
that was fun.
It was, I liked all that. And then just the dad stuff kind of bothered me. I just... Like him just going, I never wanted you. Bye. It was just like I understand their relationship was meant to be complex, but I don't know, he's been around him for his entire life. I'd like to think it would be a little bit more than that.
I'm curious to see where they go with that. Meanwhile, the lady who runs the business, the lab,
her mom worked,
killed the mom,
responsible for mom's death.
She hires or has someone else that she's experimented on to come and nab Sideways, or more specifically, he nabs Ernie and sort of kidnaps her, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I can do what you can do, Sideways. So, you're going to do what I say," kind of thing.
Yeah. So, did you recognize this villain?
I did not. I'm just going to look up because he said his name at the end, so I'm just going to go.
Yeah, his name's Bolt. He was he was in the comics in the 90s. He's a teleporter. Yeah, he showed up in John's Titans. Well, not John's Titans, but that same series just after John's had left when they did the Terra Titan stuff.
Yeah, I'd never heard of him. He's got kind of almost electro-looking eye things with the spikes in it.
His name doesn't seem to make sense because he looks like he's electrical powered with a name like Bolt, but he's a teleporter. But what I remembered from him was he had a son named Dreadbolt, that took over for him, and his son took over by basically turning on his teleportation suit and sending it into a brick wall. So he could take over the legacy.
You bolt away, right? So he
Yeah.
goes away. Also, it's really funny how Usain Bolt just happened to land the name Bolt, and he's like the fastest man on earth. Just point that out. I did laugh though because the next time on says thunder, bolt, and lightning. Very, very frightening. Yeah, so that made me laugh.
Indeed.
So, but no, this was back on form. I really liked this issue. It was back to what I like about Sideways. It's depressing that it's ending, but
yeah, that was the bummer because I said it at the top that we kind of wasted some of the issues with the Seven Soldier stuff, knowing like, is that going to be part of something going forward? Like, is that why we put it there?
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, at least with Didio being the one writing the book, he knows that he's cancelling it, so he'll have an ending in mind, I'm sure, and he'll wrap it up. And hopefully Sideways.
I hope Sideways sticks around.
Yeah, I hope it ends up in a team book or something.
Yeah.
Give some Sideways.
Yeah, throw him on the Titans or the Teen Titans rather.
I think the downside though is that I like his supporting cast, and I feel like that's what you're going to lose. You're going to lose Ernie if he's just on a team book, because he'll just be with the teammates, which will kind of suck. But hey ho. What are you giving it, Matt?
Oh, this was an 8. I enjoyed this one. The art especially. It's nice seeing Rocafort back. That was the strong point, and the story was back to form outside of the dad stuff. I didn't have too much problems, so.
Yeah, no, I like the sort of the general, just he used to be a hero plot, so he actually goes off and saves people from bombings. I like that. I like the stuff with Ernie a lot.
Well, and it turns out that it's Leviathan too. We kind of skipped over that.
Yeah, it was Leviathan who's behind it.
So I'm wondering if this is going to tie into some Superman stuff, because we've seen that now he's been kind of inspired by Superman. So he got his powers in Gotham, but he's being inspired by a version of Superman. So I'm wondering
if he ends up coming to Metropolis and Superman or something at some point.
I think throw him in. Yeah, throw him in the Superman book somehow. Like, make him a friend of Jimmy Olsen's.
I can see it. All right. So yeah.
What'd you rate it?
Oh, did I rate it? 8. Same. I agree.
Okay.
8 out of 10.
Gotcha.